The Skoal Bandit, Josh Hill, rides again. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's bar banging topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these crazy moto times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. Hold on to your hats and glasses. I got another barn burner, blow the lid off the industry video for you today. And today we're going to talk about our good friend, Josh Hill, an ex-factory hotshot. I remember Josh Hill back in probably 2012 was when I think he was pretty much at the height of his game. And we had one Supercross round at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. It was a great race. I'm really bummed they don't send Supercross back to that venue. I really enjoyed that venue a lot. But I remember that was right after, I think, in the off season, he pulled a Travis Pastrana back and wanted to be a freestyler, tried to do a backflip and broke legs or back or jacked himself up really bad. And so we were in industry seating together. I saw him sitting there with his girlfriend. And, I was able to see that poor guy. I mean, he'd been through the ringer. But Josh Hill is a good, down-to-earth guy, and that's really what I wanted to communicate and let you guys know. When I sat next to him in rider seating and saw him all jacked up, and that was a lot of drama in the industry for him. They were not happy with him, just like Suzuki was not happy with Pastrana when he was doing all his freestyle antics, risking his racing career. So he got bit by that bug, and he's still been able to segue his free riding career into a social media presence and still have a lot of paying sponsors that will pay him to produce that content and endorse products. And we've all talked about this. Today it's all about your digital footprint. You don't even have to be a race winner anymore to command big money in this industry. And that used to not be the case. If it wasn't what you were doing on the track, you weren't getting paid. It was all about gate drops. And so one of the things we're probably going to see, it's coming back to that. We're going to see the industry start to equalize and get back to what you can do with gate drops. Now, don't rule that out, though. You're always going to see, especially with platforms like this, YouTube, people are going to be able to make a lot of money just being an online personality and selling an image or a product to you guys. And that's why I'm here, to blow the lid off all that stuff so you understand the waters that we're swimming in. This is just the realities. But I love Josh Hill, and I'll tell you why. He wants to race. He wants to do gate drops. Now, he said at World Supercross in an interview with a Skoal Bandit in his mouth, if you noticed, and I love that too. He didn't pull out his Skoal Bandit. Usually, I got an interview. I got to get this thing out of my mouth. No, he left that thing in. Good for you, Josh Hill. Stay true to yourself. Don't be one of these manufactured bubblegum content creating fakers. Be yourself, where you're going to resonate with your audience, and that's why you've been able to take your career and remain in the industry at the level you're in. But he wants to come race for Team Tedder alongside his good friend and brother Hillsack, Josh Hill and Justin Hill. And so Team Tedder he's going to line it up on the bike. Team Tedder's been around forever. I think the dad started that team for his kids, the Tedder brothers. Then they got down to one Tedder, and now they have no Tedders. They have Team Tedder, though, still. And they're going to have the Hill brothers line up together. I think that's awesome. Now, of course, as your Team Tedder, you're like, yeah, I got big names coming in. They got a good social media presence. Absolutely zero threat to win a race. But, of course, there's always hope. Always got to have hope. And as a racer, you don't line up to the gate to not be competitive, but that's in fact at some point what you got to commit to. Like our good friend Chad Reed, he was no longer competitive. He tried to go out there and race, and that is fine. We still have room for Chad Reed out on the track. Unfortunately, at some point the industry and the sport just takes you out of the game. You don't have to retire it. It just does it for you more times than not in this crazy moto industry. So I'm excited to see what Josh and Justin Hill are going to do with potentially what looks like Team Tedder. Josh Hill, the Skoal Bandit, says that he is going to only do select rounds. And if he comes out there, and this is basically like we had the Dunge saying, I'm going to do the first few rounds of the outdoors, and then we'll see what happens moving forward. He ended up doing the whole entire series. And even though he was right around the podium every single race, doing what Dunge does after being out of the sport for many years, nobody wanted to pick him up. So with our good friend Josh Hill, that's going to be his deal. He's going to do some select rounds. Now, I'm sure if he gets into the top 10 of points, he will stick around and do more rounds. If he's a lapper or, does anything outside the top 10, it'll be select rounds. It's going to be fun. I think the bigger one for me is his brother, Justin Hillsack. I think Justin Hillsack is going to be it's going to be really fun to watch these guys race each other, because I believe they're both on the 450s. Leave it in the description below if you know if they're both doing 450s or if Hill's going to be. I think he's pointed out. I think they're both 450 riders. Which Hill will do better? If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I'd probably go with Justin Hill, because he's raced the series. He's been out for a couple of years, but he was a pro circuit 250. I think he won. Did he win a championship? I think he won a championship on the pro circuit light spike. And he showed some pretty phenomenal speed in the 450 class. He had some flashes of brilliance in there, and then he disappeared. So I'm really interested to see both these brothers line up. We need them on the track. We've got room for them on the track. The realities are there's zero title threat here. But if you're a privateer team like Tedder, I mean, if you can get one of these guys to rip a hole shot, grab some TV time, that's what ultimately you need, because that's all those sponsors that sponsor the team. That's what they're banking on, that somehow you get in the conversation. Team Tedder has never really been that. They've never really been a team that's managed to, like, let's say a Blake Baggett taking Rocky Mountain ATV and giving them a lot of exposure. And we haven't seen since Baggett left. They haven't been able to do anything like that. It's really rare. Moto Concepts is probably the only satellite team now that's really been able to get some exposure for their sponsors. It's going to be interesting to see what the Hill brothers can do for Team Tedder. And final thoughts. I come to you as a friend, as an ex-industry guy. Somebody wants to see you not only win on the track, win off the track, understanding the waters we swim in as we read between lines and look between the cracks of the moto industry, exposing all the things that nobody else wants to talk about because they don't want to hurt feelings. We're not here to not hurt feelings. We're not here to hurt feelings. We're here to just give it to people and give it to them straight, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. I would absolutely love to hear from you. If you're watching from your television set today, another video is going to be coming into your screen. I think you're going to enjoy it, and there'll be an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. So a social media link in the description of the video if you'd like to follow me there. And there's a new promotion from WEBULL, up to 12 free stocks using my link in the description below. Free, basically free money just for opening up an account. Good time to do it. We're at the bottom of the stock market. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars today. I will see you on the next video.